Message टाकते.
So roll number 71 is present.
Sir, roll number 62 is present.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Roll number 42 present.
यस ऑलरेडी गेज हो चुके हैं. इज रोल नंबर 6.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Start, sir.
Yes, yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. 16 faculties induction program to all participants. I am Dr. Vilas Keshara Orkade from the Department of Psychology, Machudari Shikshan Sanstha, Art, Commerce and Science College, Ankushnagar, Tahsil Ambad, District Jalna. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest, Dr. Madhav Hanumant Shinde, Department of Economics, Ahmednagar College, Ahmednagar. Dr. Madhav Hanuman Shinde is a senior academician in the field of economics with rich experience in teaching, research, and academic administrations. He holds an MA and PhD degree in economics and is currently work as a professor in the Department of Economics in Ahmednagar College, Ahmednagar, which is affiliated with Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. He joined the teaching profession in 2009 as an assistant professor and has been serving higher education for more than 15 years with dedication and commitment. Dr. Shinde has made significant contribution to research guide. Under his supervision, 4 students have useful complete their MPhil degrees. One student has been awarded a PhD, and one student is presently registered for doctoral research. His academic experience is also reflected in his role as a member of the Board of Studies in Economics at Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune, and Devgiri College, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. He has actively participated in professional academic bodies and he served as a form executive member of the Indian Society of Labor Economics and the Marathi Arthashastra Parishad. His research work is well recognized at national and international levels. Dr. Shinde has published 19 research papers in reputed journals and he's authorized 3 books in the field of economics. He has presented 32 research papers in various conferences and seminars, including international, national, and state level forums. Additionally, he has delivered 29 invited lectures at different academic institutions. Dr. Shinde has also contributed as a subject expert on research committees at several universities, such as Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Maharashtra University, MGM University, Shivaji University, Yeshwantrao Chauhan Marathwada Open University, and Savitribai Phule Pune University has academic excellence. He has honor with several prestigious awards, including the Bhave Awards and Arun Ravikar Awards for the best research articles. Apart from the academic, Dr. Shinde is a regular writer on socio-economics items. He considered contribution analysis articles to Daily Sakal and other newspapers, helping to bridge the gap between academic research and society. His participation in the online faculty index program reflects his contribution effect toward professional development and quality improvement in higher education. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Thanks. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we start now?
Yes.
Service.
Okay. I think 41 participants are there. Dignitaries are present for this session. Assistant director of this UGC MMTTC Institute, Dr. Abdul Rafe sir, and dear participants. Very first of all, I would like to thank my teacher, Professor Dr. Mahajan Madam, who suggested my name to Rafe sir, and Rafe sir gave me this opportunity to put my views before you. For today's presentation, I have selected this topic, that is changing economic perspectives at international level and India. So we'll be talking about how the international economic perspective is changing recent time period, and what India's situation is at international level. So some of the uh, points there will be from international economics and international trade. I think the audience is English medium, so I will prefer English language for my presentation. Will it be okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So changing economic perspective at international level. So we need to think about the India's position and what is happening at international level actually. America's what policies, then Russia's stand, on the other hand, China's stand in international trade, then Israel and Hamas war, Russia-Ukraine war, and some economic changes in Western countries like some of the European countries and in America also. And then what will happen and what is going to what will be the impact on these changing economic perspectives on Indian economy, that we will discuss. Actually, there is a growing geopolitical tension. We are what observing this. We read in newspapers. We watch these things in on news channels. Uh, Actually, what is happening in recent time that America centric, the global economy or economics, and highly globalized economics is shifting towards multicentric, multicentric emerging towards the multicentric emerging economic like China and India. A few years back, means during 1970s, America started dominating the world economy, and still it is dominating the world economy. Uh, European countries are also dominating, but in recent times, means a couple of decades, China emerged as a powerful country in the world, and India is also moving forward to be a largest economy in the world. Now, India is a fourth largest economy, has become fourth largest economy in the world. So we can say that whatever the America-centric economics of the world has been shifting towards the multicentric, emerging economy centric, multicentric and emerging economy centric economics of the world, and the world will be mostly dominated by China and along with India. But we need to understand whether the India is able to dominate the world or not. Now we know that China is able to dominate the world economy, and China is dominating already world economy. But whether India is able or not, that we need to think and we need to understand. Actually, though we say that India has become fourth largest economy, and many things are there. We listen, we read, we watch on news channels, but India's position is very weak as compared to China, Russia, and many European countries. So we need to understand our position first. So the growing geopolitical tensions and the scope or space for India, that should be our point of discussion and understanding. Actually, along with this, means growing geopolitical tension, there are severe changes in climate also. Uh, Climate is changing fast, as we know that the global warming, we are facing the what effects of global warming also. Uneven seasons are there, so that impact is will also there be on various economies in the world. So on the one hand, growing geopolitical tensions; on the other hand, severe changes in the climate, as well as third angle of these things is advanced level of innovations is also important. That is innovations towards the artificial intelligence as well as robotics. So these AI and robotics also having impact on global trade as well as global economy. And the third most important thing, that along with these things, the growing indebtedness of the leading economies in the world. Indebtedness is growing. That means countries are spending more, but they are getting less. So they are becoming indebted. So that is also a very big problem of various many leading economies in the world. So we need to understand changing international economic perspective from these point of views. Uh, as I told you that there is Russia-Ukraine war, as well as Israel-Hamas war is also there. Then economic crisis in America. America is passing through the economic crisis, as well as various issues are there in the America, economic issues. And then we saw that the American economy, or Trump adopted the tariff policy, strict. They strict their trade policies. They put many barriers on trade, and that is called tariff bomb by uh, Trump, Donald Trump. So that tariff bomb has a huge impact on global economy, particularly China, Canada, Mexico, and India also. And we are suffering from that what the tariff bombs impact. And recently, uh, we know that America has attacked Venezuela. So these changes are taking place at global level. The geopolitical tension on the one hand, and on the other hand, there are severe changes in climate, advanced levels of innovations, and growing indebtedness. So we need to think about these changes which are taking place at international level, and we need to know what is the position of Indian economy among these what changes taking place at global level. If we go through to know the India's position, recent or current position of Indian economy at international level, you must have read in newspapers that recently, in this month or beginning of this year, India has become fourth largest economy in the world by GDP. Uh, Already, India has become largest country by population in 2023. Now, India has become fourth largest economy by GDP at nominal values or nominal prices. Uh, America is largest economy, which the GDP of the America is around $32 trillion. Then second position at second position there is China, which has $21 trillion economy. Then Germany is at third position with $5.3 trillion economy, and India has just passed Japan and became a fourth largest economy with $4.5 trillion in January 2026, in this month only. So, though India is a fourth largest economy, the by per capita income, if we go by per capita income, it is around $2,800, and India comes under the low middle income countries. There are four categories of the countries in the world: high income group countries, middle income group countries, and low income group countries. Middle income group countries are classified again into two categories: upper middle income group countries and lower middle income group countries. So India comes under lower middle income group countries with around $2,800 per capita income. And the position, if we rank all the countries, then India's position is at 144th rank. Then, if we see the position of our nation by Human Development Index, that is also an important indicator of economic development or economic performance of a nation. So India stands at 130th position globally. Then third most important indicator of or characteristic of Indian economy, that is Indian economy is highly dependent on agriculture. That is around 44% of the workforce is depend upon agriculture sector, and this is uh, highest uh, proportion among the emerging economies in the world, today's emerging economies, or fastest growing economies in the world. Then, if we see the India's position at global manufacturing production, India shares around 3.3% of global manufacturing production, and India's share is around 2.4% in world trade. So, before moving ahead, we need to understand the changing economic perspective at international level, and then India's position also at international level. Then we will be able to understand what will happen in future, or what India should do to maintain or to upgrade its position at international level. We'll start with this, that Russia-Ukraine war. Actually, I think 2.5 years we have with this war, Russia and Ukraine war, and what it affected. That is very important. Before this war, very few of us know the Ukraine economy. But after Russia and Ukraine war, why Russia attacked Ukraine economy or Ukraine? That is very important, because Ukraine is one of the most agricultural economies, which produces, which is largest producer of sunflower and wheat in the world. Sunflower oil, India imports most of the part of its edible oil from Ukraine. Then Ukraine is a big producer or important producer of rare minerals and related products. Now, what is happening? We are having electrical vehicles, and there are new recent innovations are taking place regarding this technology, and every country wants to have more hold on rare minerals uh, to produce, because these minerals are required to produce batteries, which are necessary for what electric vehicles. So if we want to produce more batteries and we want to have some innovations in this area, we need rare minerals. So Ukraine has large stock of these rare minerals. So Russia wanted to have what control on these rare minerals. That's why Russia attacked Ukraine. But after this attack or war, now most of the countries are facing the shortage of such minerals, as well as sunflower oil and beetroot sugar, because Western countries prefer beetroot sugar produced by beet. Then price of fuel, and because of this Russia-Ukraine war, it affected the prices of fuel and food grains global at international market or global market, and that affected many countries' supply chains, as well as the proportion of world trade uh, or the supply chains in many of the countries. And it also affected, or it also caused the disruption of supply chains in India. So Russia and Ukraine war had changed many of the things at international level. This had changed the trade routes also. It has caused trade routes. Then Israel and Hamas, this war has affected the trade routes, and it has affected, or it caused the prices of fuels and many things. So that will also will discuss. uh, Israel and Hamas war, that we know. Though we are far away from these countries geographically, we are close by economic things, or by we are close by trade. So if there is something change, or some what war and like tensions in any countries in the world, uh, we have to face some problems regarding uh, international trade. So, Israel-Hamas war has affected the economic stability of world. Russia-Ukraine war and Israel-Hamas war. Both of these wars have affected or caused the affected the economic stability and caused economic instability at global level. Apart from this, means Russia Ukraine war and Israel Hamas war, the another thing is uh, happening simultaneously, that is the Argentina, Brazil, Canada, and Australia. These countries, what these are producing, and these are what there is tough competition of these countries to the American products in at international market. So that caused the reduction in American export because of these Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Australia, Mexico. So these countries are giving tough competition to America, and that's why the America's export at international level declined significantly. It caused a rise in current account deficit, that is CAD, current account deficit, and that increased the financial burden on treasury of the America, and that started the journey towards the economic crisis in America. Means why American economy or Donald Trump what adopted that policy, restricted trade policy, that is called highly restricted trade policy or tariff policy. Because of this reduction in American export, increase in current account deficit, and then a rising financial burden on treasury, and movement towards the economic crisis. Economy moved towards the economic crisis. So Donald Trump wanted to stop all these things. That's why he adopted strict that policies to save their economy or to get out of such economic crisis. He adopted restricted trade policy, and then we know that in March 2023, uh, he put that tariff bomb in global economy, and that affected and that impacted many things in various countries of the world, particularly in China, Canada, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, and then in India. Share market, if you want to check such impacts, we can check such, or we can find the impact of such changes at international level at share market and share prices of various stocks declined suddenly after the tariff bomb by Donald Trump. Actually, share market started collapsing before what Trump came in power in December. Actually, this share market started declining in actually in August, maybe July, August of 2024. Then it continued in 2025 also, and after some months before, it started again recovering. So these changes uh, are taking place at international level. We are far away, but we are facing the impacts or problems because of these changes at international level. So that's why we need to understand what is happening at international level and what will have impact on our economy also. Is it okay? Are you okay with this? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You audible, sir.
Am I okay?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you can continue, sir.
Okay, okay. If you have any difficulty, then raise your hands or tell me freely. What happened after these economic changes at international level? see there is decline in economic growth in global economy, as well as some emerging uh, market economies, emerging market developing economies in China also, and India also. There are some line curves. The upper line curves, that is brown. This line curve is for India. Then this blue line curve is for China. Uh, this third curve is for EMDs, emerging market economies, developing economies, and the last below that lower yellow color curve is for world economy. So if we see the impact of these changing economic perspectives or changing economic situations uh, on economic growth, that the economic growth has declined, especially after 2023. It has declined, and now it is constant from 2024, and it will be what constant till 2027. These are the projections by World Development or World Bank. This data I have absorbed from World Bank website that shows that there will be a decline in economic growth rates of world economy, as well as emerging market economies, China and India also, till 2027. Uh, this is the impact of these Russia-Ukraine war, then Israel-Hamas war, and economic crisis in America. Severe changes in climate. Four things are happening at international level, global level: Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Hamas war, severe changes in climate, and fourth one is economic crisis in America. So these changes are taking place at global level, and there are some impact that has resulted in or declining economic growth rates of the countries. Now we'll see the impact of these changes on some of the countries. This is Purchasing Managers Index, that is calculated by S&P Institute at the international level, and it is an important indicator to measure trade performance of a country at international level. And the calculation of this index is based upon monthly purchasing orders by the purchasing managers of various sectors in the countries. There are various sectors, and there are purchasing managers in every sectors. For example, in industrial sector, there are purchasing managers in every firm. In services sector also, there are purchasing managers. In other sectors also, there are purchasing managers. So this PMI is an important indicator to check the performance of a country, trade performance at international level. The value of this index lies between 0 and 100. If the value is above 50, it is considered that the trade performance of a country is good. And if the value is close to 100, it denotes strong economic performance of a country at international level. Let's check or see the PM index value for various countries in the world from January 25, then August 25, and then December 25. I have collected this data for these three time durations: January 25, August 20, because Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas has impact already has it already has impact upon the world economy and India. But the Donald Trump administration came in power in America, and that has another impact on world economy and India also. So after what has happened after January 2025, or after Donald Trump came in power in America, see the value of this index during January 25 to August 25. Uh, it has declined for almost all countries in this table: Canada, Mexico, USA, UK, Italy, India, China, Japan, South Korea, and this is for world average. Between January and August, the value of PMI index has declined for almost all countries excepting Italy. For Canada, it has declined from 50.3 to 44.8 during January and August 25. Again, it has declined uh, for Mexico from 49.1% to 48.5%, and again in December 25 to 46.1%. If you see the performance of USA's economy, that is America, it has declined from 49.7 to 49.2 during January and August 25. But it has declined after that in December. UK, it has declined. Italy, except means only country in the world that shows increase in the PMI value during January 25 and August 25. The value of Italy's PMI index has increased from 42.5% to 49.2%. Again, it has declined in December 25. But it has increased from 42.5% to 49 during January 25 and August 25. If you see the value for India, it has declined from 58.6 to 56.1, and again in December 25 to 55.7. If we see these values, we can understand that there is decline in the PMI value for the period of January 25 to August 25, because that period, if we see that period, that time period, then we'll see various policy changes at global level. Particularly, America adopted what restricted trade policy, and there is huge impact on trade of various countries in the world. Purchasing managers, that the monthly order have declined because of the America's what restricted trade policy. Then this is the diagram which shows the countries with global trade share in 2023. Actually, as I told you in few of the previous slides, beginning slides, that share of India at international level is very less. Though India is a fourth largest economy, it has very less share in global export and global import. China is the country, one of the countries in the world that has highest share in world export, and it exports more and imports less. Then USA export less, imports more. Germany is also there, which exports more and imports less. But share of both of the countries, China and USA, is high. And then these countries are there: UK, France, Netherlands, Japan, Singapore, India, and Italy. So the trade share at international level had changed during the course of time. Now we'll see the impact of these four changes Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Hamas war, severe changes in climate, as well as a crisis in economic crisis in America on export and import of India. I have selected only 5 countries to whom India exports, and 5 countries from the India imports various goods. First of all, USA is there. India exported 17.73% of its goods and services to America in 2025, 23-24. The share increased in 24-25 to 19.76, and there is decline in 25-26. In the year 25 till November 25, the share of India's export to America was 18.3%. The export to China is only 3.81%. It has declined in 24-25 to 3.25, but again it increased in 25-26 till November 25. Russia, we have very less share. We export very less to Russia, import more and export less. Around 1% share is there in total export of India. Then United Arab Emirates is there, same Arab Emirat. 8%, 8.15% exports are to goes to UAE. The percentage increased in 24-25 and again increased in 25-26 till November 25. Netherlands, see, there is change, significant change in export trend to Netherlands. Earlier, India exported about 5.20% of total exports to Netherlands, but share has declined to 2.6% after uh, Trump tariff bomb. Then imports. USA, we import only 6.22% from import, our total import. Then it increased to 6.32 in 24-25. In this financial year, it increased to 8.4%. Then China has largest share in India's total import. We import 15% of total import from China. It has increased to 16.4%. Then Russia, we imported about 8 to 9% from Russia. That share has declined to 7.7%. UAE and Saudi Arabia's shares are also there. Two things are important here. These things are the import from USA has increased in this financial year 25-26. The data is for April to August, and the share of Russia has declined to 7.7%. It is because of that Donald Trump's what policies and domination, that India should decrease its import from Russia. Donald Trump put pressure on Indian government to reduce your import from Russia and increase import from America. So that has resulted in increasing share of import from America and decline in the share of import from Russia. So we need to understand the changes in the figures, what is happening at global level, and India, what is the India's position at international level. This is the data for from 2005-6, then 19, 13-14, 19-20 and 24-25. टायटल मराठीमध्ये आहे. Actually it is India's foreign trade and trade balance. Uh, the green shade bars showing export of our country, and yellow bars showing import of the country. And then these purple bars are showing trade balance. Actually, though India has become fourth largest economy and one of the fastest growing economy in the world, uh, our exports still are below the expected level. Uh, if we see this figure, we can understand that the exports are significantly lower than the imports, and imports are growing faster than the exports, and that results in increase in these trade balance, negative trade balance. So we have what growing negative trade balance on what balance of payments of the country. Why? Because of growing imports and declining or very slower increase or growth in exports and faster growth in imports. That has resulted in these purple color bars. Okay, so we have increased in what negative trade balance as well as increased imports and exports. This is separate trade balance diagram in 2091, 92, then 1999, 2000, then 2019, 14, 15, 19, 20, and 23, 24. And these are the figures which shows the trade balance in India. This figure clearly shows that there is what rise in negative trade balance. We are having continuously negative trade balance. Okay, why it happens? Because of less exports and lower imports and exports and higher imports. So we have to import more and we export less, because and that results increase in this negative trade balance. The changes in India's trade in recent time, if we see the changes, import of, from America, import and export from America, then import in November 24, import in November 25, export in November 25, and export means changes in November 24 and November 25. Changes in trade during November 24, 2024 and November 2025. So if you go through these bars, we can understand the changes in import and export pattern of the country. Import and export pattern of the country. So now this purple color in first phase of this diagram is export in November 25 over the November 24. This shows increase in export of our country during November 24 to November 25. On the other, these bars, green bar and orange bar is there, which shows the green bar denotes the import in November 24, and orange bar denotes the import in November 25. So changes in import during 24 and 25 from various countries in the world, like America, China, Russia, UAE, Singapore, Saudi Arab, then Japan, Netherlands. There are means Russia. If we see, we import more from Russia, we export less. So there will be two bars only there for import during 24 and 25 November. UAE, we import and export also. Singapore, we import and export. Saudi Arab as well. So this diagram shows the changing India's foreign trade in recent times during last 1 year. This diagram also shows the stock of foreign exchange reserve and growth in foreign exchange reserve, because foreign exchange reserve is an important indicator of trade performance of a country. If your foreign exchange reserve is growing fast, then that your trade performance is good. So changes in this foreign exchange reserve shows the performance of the country, trade performance of the country at international level. The green bars shows these bars show the stock of foreign exchange reserve in American dollars, that is in million, and this orange line bar shows the growth rate in the foreign exchange reserve of our country, of India. So I have collected data for 2010-11 to 2024-25. This is very clear indicator uh, of any country's trade performance at international level. If we see, we have increasing trend. We observe the increasing trade in foreign exchange reserve till 2017-18, but after that we see some ups and downs in the stock of foreign exchange reserve. It has increased as compared to the level of 2010-11. It has increased significantly, but there are ups and downs also. In 2018-19, the stock declined, then it increased to 2021-22. Again, it declined. So, if your export increases and import decreases, then it stock of foreign exchange reserve increases. So, if we want to increase this foreign exchange reserve, then we'll have to export more and import less. Now I think around $680 billion, $90 billion stock we have, stock of foreign exchange reserve. If we see the stock with China, it is more than $3,000 billion. India's stock is around 690, means 700, around less than $700 billion. China's stock is more than $3,000 billion, and America's stock is around $7,000 billion. So we are far behind in the stock of foreign exchange reserves, and it has affected. I mean, these changes in 2021, then 2020, 22, 23. If we see the growth rate of this foreign exchange reserve has declined after 2023-24. Stock has increased, but the growth rate of that foreign exchange reserve has declined after 2023-24. It shows that it has affected, means the growing global tensions, geopolitical tensions, then trade tensions. These tensions have, or climatic changes at international level have affected the foreign exchange reserve in India. So this is also an important perspective of Indian economy at international level. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? Is there any doubt? Am I audible? Okay. Uh, if we see the countries by FDI share, this is the data for 2023. Uh, Actually, FDI means foreign direct investment is an important it plays very important role in economic development of the country because this foreign direct investment fills the gap of investment in the country because there are only two sources of investment in every country, that is public sector investment, and second one is private sector investment. And if there is a gap between these two sectors, then we need foreign direct investment. Yeah, foreign direct investment means investments by foreign investors in our economy or various sectors of the country. If we see the share of India's share in total FDI at international level or global level, then India has only 3.06% share in total FDI at global level. USA stands at ranks at number one with 39.37, around 40% share in total FDI at global level. Then Singapore ranks at second number with 14.14%. Then Brazil, then China ranks at sixth number. India ranks at 14th number globally. So this FDI uh, is very important, and which FDI uh, inflow of the FDI is depend upon the government policies of that country that plays major role. Then your socio-political conditions in the country, then a financial situation of the government in the country. India ranks at 14th number and shares only 3.06%. Actually, after Corona, India had a big opportunity to attract more FDI in India, but we failed. India has failed to attract more and more FDI at international level after Corona. If we see and we can know the amount of foreign direct investment which has flowed towards the Indian economy. The flow of foreign direct investment had increased during the period of 2020-21 after 21-22 also, but it declined after 2022-23. It again increased in 24-25, but in 25-26 it again declined. So there are ups and downs in the inflow of foreign direct investment in India. Actually, we need more and more foreign direct investment in the country to promote our economic development process. But we are failing to attract more and more foreign direct investment. So this is also an important perspective of Indian economy at global level. Uh, how the economic changes at international level are affecting the Indian economic growth in India. So these are two curves which shows the growth rate of GDP, that is gross domestic product, and orange curve shows the growth rate in per capita income, that is PCI. Uh, if we see the trend of this curve, which shows the declining trend of both of these GDP and per capita income. Why this is happening, or what is the meaning of implication or meaning of these curves means declining trend, because you see, uh, on the one hand, Indian economy is stepping ahead and becoming fourth largest economy at global level. But if we see the growth rate of GDP, it has declined. Uh, Growth rate means GDP, gross domestic product means, uh, we need to understand this concept. Uh, Firstly, gross domestic product, it is a monetary value of all the goods and services produced in the country during a particular time period. And decline in the growth rate of GDP means we are producing less. We should produce more and more per year, but we are producing less and less per year as compared to previous year. There is increase in GDP, but growth rate is declining, uh, and per capita income is also. Actually, there should be increase in per capita income, growth rate in per capita income, but we are experiencing decline in the growth rate of per capita income. It has the growth rate of GDP had declined severely in the year of 2019-20, that is the corona year, but it has increased afterwards. But the rate of growth is very much below the expected or warranted level. And at international level, whatever the changes are taking place, it is very important to understand that whether the Indian economy is capable to absorb the changes at international level, whether the Indian economy is capable to face the changes or the problems occur due to the changes at international level. And these curves shows uh, that the GDP growth rate of the GDP as well as per capita income is declining, and vulnerability of the economy to face the challenges occurring at international level. This slide shows the economic transformation in India. Two things are there. One is gross fixed capital formation, a share of gross fixed capital to GDP, and second one is ratio of saving to GDP. So these two ratios are very important to understand the economic performance of a country. GFCF, gross fixed capital formation, ratio of gross fixed capital formation to GDP. If this ratio of gross fixed capital formation to GDP is growing, then we can say that the performance of a country is good, as well as there should be increase in ratio of savings to GDP. That is called saving GDP ratio. I have collected the data from 1991-92 to 2022-23, and it is clearly visible that uh, this line curve shows, orange line curve shows saving ratio of savings to GDP, and this green bar graphs shows the ratio of GFCF to GDP, gross fixed capital formation to GDP. If your economy is growing and there is a development of every sector in the economy, then these sectors generate the capital. Capital investments generate again generate the capital. That is the gross fixed capital formation. Of capital uh, by the capital investments in various sectors of the economy, and it should increase. It shows the potential of that country to develop faster in future. Both of these parameters show the performance of the economy. The saving ratio to GDP has declined to 30.2%. Actually, in 2019-20, it had declined to 29.5%, but again, it has increased by 0.7 percentage points. 7 percentage points. GFCF to GDP is about 30.1%. So if we compare this proportion to the proportion in 2019, it was 33.9%, almost 34%. It has declined to 31% or 30%. So if we compare today's situation of these two ratios, GFCF and savings to GDP, so both of the ratio shows declining situation. So it shows that Indian economy needs more capital formation, needs more capital investments and capital formation. Indian economy needs more savings ratio to GDP, increase in the ratio of savings to GDP. And how that will happen if there is an employment generation through various sectors, whether it is private or public sector. There should be increase. There is a need to increase the employment opportunities. That will increase the income level of people, and then it will promote or it will boost the savings by the people through financial institutions. But there is what decline in the income of people and decline in the savings also. GFCF shows that there is capital investment. There are investments. It means investments are taking place in various sectors of the economy, but these investments are not generating capital again. So we need to understand that one also. So why after having the review of these things, we need to uh, know, we need to understand what can be the challenges before India at global level. Today, there is trade uncertainty at international level because America has imposed 50% tariff on Indian products. That's why there is a significant decline in India's export. So now India needs to find the new markets where India can export its products. But it is difficult in what uh, small time period. It will need long term, short term time period. It is difficult in short term time to find the new markets and new countries to increase the export. So that's why there is a high trade uncertainty, and we need to have good trade negotiations. Uh, the another challenge before India, that is tariff risk, which we are facing, and it has high impact on MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And these MSMEs have highest share, employment share in industrial sector. Whatever the employment is generated by industrial sector, most of the workers work in MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And large enterprises are also there, but uh, they generate very less amount of employment. So tariff risk is there, and that tariff impact of tariffs is there on MSMEs, and these MSMEs are suffering from that tariff shock in India. Actually, India's trade competitiveness is very less, and that's why trade competitiveness of India is less as compared to other countries like China, Taiwan, South Korea, Singapore. These are the East Asian countries. So, as compared to these countries, actually, our competitiveness is less than the European countries, but it is also less than the East Asian countries, and that's why, though India is the largest country by population and GDP, the trade competitiveness is less as compared to these countries. And that's why uh, there is less possibility to increase the export of our country with other countries. Supply chain disruptions are there because of Russia-Ukraine war and Israel-Hamas war. These two wars have affected the supply chain at not only for India but at global level. So, and this changes in supply chain are affecting the of production of various sectors in the country: production in industrial sector, production in agriculture sector, production in services sector, and that is also, and that is again affecting the export performance of our country. So that is a big challenge currently before India. Uh, Trade competitiveness, as I told you, that the trade competitiveness of our country is comparatively or relatively less. Why? The reason is that India's uh, trade policies, or the trade, whatever the India's trade is, the trade is America means we have, India is very vulnerable in trade diversification. Okay, so we need to have diversification of our international trade. Our most exports goes to either to America and to European countries. And now America has put some barriers on the imports, uh, and it has affected our Indian industrial sector and agriculture sector and various sectors of the country. Uh, if Europe puts some barriers, European countries put some barriers on their trade, then again it will affect the Indian market, Indian industries, Indian services sectors. So it means that India is very much vulnerable in trade diversification. We need to have diversified trade. Uh, we should export more. We should increase the export, or we should export more to the various countries, not only to America. As I showed you that America has 18% share in India's total export. Then the European countries are there. These countries have around 16 to 17% share in total export of our country. So we are highly dependent on America and Europe for export. So this is a big challenge. If now, because of American restricted trade policies, we are facing the challenges. We need to find the new markets, new countries to export, to increase the export. And another challenge we are facing today itself, that is risk of dumping. Uh, During last 1 year, that America has adopted after the adoption of restricted trade policies by America, the export of China, Canada, Mexico, South Korea has declined significantly because China, Canada, Mexico, and South Korea are the major exporters to America. And because of tariff bomb, the export of these countries have declined significantly, particularly China. China is the largest exporter to America. So what is going to happen now that the China needs to maintain their export level. So there is a risk that China and South Korea and some other countries may dump their products in India. That is called dumping. They may sell their uh, products to India at lower prices because now they cannot export these goods to America. So they have a very large market in India. So they can uh, export these commodities, these goods or services to India at very lower prices. Okay, so this is a big risk before India today uh, among these changing economic perspectives at international level. So, what should we do now? What should be the India's policy? We need to what re-strategize the industrialization policy. There should be re-strategization of industrialization. Uh, we should focus on the rising cost of production and weak supply chains. So, if India or Indian governments, all the state governments in India, focus on these things that minimize the cost of production. So, how can we minimize? There are various ways to minimize. Adopt modern technologies, then increase what infrastructure around these industrial sectors, uh, strengthen your supply chain because we have very weak supply chains in our country, and it is causing a rise in cost of production. So we need to means government need to work on these things, re-strategy of industrialization towards the minimizing the cost of production and strengthening the supply chains. So supply, how can we strengthen the supply chain? Through what constructing or developing infrastructure facilities like roads, uh, as well as electricity, water, irrigation facilities. Through these things, we can strengthen the supply chain. Then Indian government need to what promote our exports, and we need to think about the long-term trade competitiveness. We should not think the short-term trade competitiveness. We need to think like China, long-term trade competitiveness, and for that we need rise in public investments and uh, reforms, towards the Indian policies, trade policies, as well as industrial policies, agricultural policies. We need to adopt more and more reforms in these sectors. Administration also, we need to adopt reforms in administration, which will be helpful to these industrial sectors, and we can increase our trade competitiveness through these reforms. The another thing we should do, that is we should strengthen the supply chain. For this, promotion to the production of all sector is important because supply chain are going to disrupt because of the decline in the production from the sectors. and weak infrastructure policies. We have very weak infrastructure policies. So we need to strengthen the infrastructure policies and promote the level of production in all the sectors of the country: industrial sector, services sector, and agriculture sector. And another thing we should focus, that is development of trade infrastructure. Uh, Actually, we have uh, trade infrastructure there, but that is less than the expected level. We need to develop ports, more ports for trade. Then transport facilities. We need to adopt more and more digitization in trading, which will reduce the cost of exports. So these things, if we do, then we may be able to compete with other countries in the world, and we may be able to uh, able to keep our position at international market or international level. So I think these are the things which I wanted to share with you. And Honorable Mahajan Madam and Rafi sir gave me this opportunity to share these things with you. Is this sufficient? What is the time?
So it's 4:30. Normally official timing is 6 seconds.
Sorry, 4:30.
Sir, normally we have two sessions from 3 to 6.
Okay. I think Rafi sir asked me about one session.
Okay, sir.
Do you have any doubts or questions? तुमचे काही क्वेश्चन्स आहेत का, डाऊट्स आहेत का? डाऊट्स असतील तर विचारा. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
ऐकायला येते का? म्हणजे आवाज पोहोचतोय माझा?
Yes, sir. येतो.
येतोय का? बरं. There are other things also which I wanted to share with you. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Just a minute.
भाई तुम मत बोला करते, तो बोलना नहीं आता है।
This is another topic that I wanted to share with you, that distribution of workers by industry groups in rural Maharashtra. This is totally based on the employment pattern or rural employment dynamics in Maharashtra. Uh, this will show you that where the workers work, uh, in which sectors the workers work, employment is more engaged, then in which sector the workers are engaged less. That I wanted to share with you. This slide shows that uh, the male and female workers engaged in various activities in the economy. First, this blue line shade, this bar shows that the male workers working in primary sector. Then this orange colored bar uh, shows that the male workers working in secondary sector, and this gray color uh, of the bars show that male workers working in tertiary sector, that is services sector of the economy. And then female workers, this yellow color of these bars show the female workers working in primary sector. This blue, very small space is there, this blue color bars show the female workers working in secondary sector, and green color on these bars show the female workers working in tertiary sector. Uh, this shows that all the workers are working in rural economy of Maharashtra only. In rural areas of the state, if we see the data, which shows that the more the male workers are still engaged in agriculture sector. Around 59% of the rural male workers are engaged in agriculture sector. Then if we see this yellow color of these bars, this shows the female workers engaged in agriculture sector or primary sector. The highest proportion of female workers is engaged in agriculture and related activities. If we see the data, you may see that around 81% or 82% female workers work in agriculture sector in the rural areas of the state. Actually, Maharashtra state is economically one of the economically advanced states in India, but still we see that uh, workers in rural areas are highly dependent upon agriculture and primary sectors, and very few there is very less proportion of workers who are engaged in industrial activities as well as service sector activities. and the proportion for female workers is very, very less as compared to the male workers in rural areas. What does this mean? It means that uh, rural areas there is less expansion of industrial activities, there is less expansion of service sector activities in rural areas of the state. That's why the workers in rural areas in Maharashtra are highly depend upon agricultural activities. And we know that the wages in agriculture sector are very much lower than the wages in industrial sector and services sector. So highly depend upon agriculture sector means most of the whatever the workers work in agriculture sector, their wages are below 500 rupees per day, and they are very much less for female workers in rural areas. So we need to understand this workforce structure of employment of a country, of a state, in rural areas as well as in urban areas. So in urban areas, there may be a different workforce structure. This is I am showing you the workforce structure in rural Maharashtra. The concepts are maybe very new for you. LFPR, that is a labor force participation rate, and WPR, that is workforce participation rate. Actually, there should be increase in these rates. LFPR means labor force participation rate. So, increase in labor force participation rate means more the labor force is what participating in work activities, employment activities. Okay, they are more, they are adopting or they are joining the labor force, that is employment in various sectors of the economy, and that is called labor force participation rate. If we see the data for 2017-18 to 23-24 uh, in rural Maharashtra, the labor force participation rate means more the people are what working, more the people are joining the employment activities. Okay, some labor force shows that some of the workers are uh, people have joined labor force but not working also. So it means that employment, if there are more employment opportunities in economy, then more the people will join the labor force. So growing labor proportion of labor force means growing employment opportunities are there. We can see that there is significant increase in labor force participation rate for male and females in rural areas of Maharashtra. In 2017-18, the labor force participation rate for male workers was, or male population was 75.4%. It has increased to 77.8% in 2023-24. While the labor force participation rate for female workers in female population in rural areas of Maharashtra was 37.7% in 2017-18, which has increased to 48% in 2023-24. And if we compare the labor force participation rate between male and female population, then it is very much less for female population. So only 48% of female are willing to work or ready to join the work. So and the about 78% of the male workers or male population is ready to join the work or join the employment. This means another indicator about the employment, that is workforce participation rate or worker population ratio. Sorry, worker population ratio. So it means that how many of male are working, male population, how much of the how many of the male population or male how much are the male workers in or the male population, as well as how much of the male workers or male population has joined the working activities. More the proportion means that more the male have joined work or they are working, and higher proportion means more the male and female workers are, population is working and joint labor force and working. These are different indicators, different ratios are these. LFPR means population who has joined labor force but may not be working, and worker population ratio, that is WPR, means actually working population, ratio of working population with their total population. So it shows that the 75.7% people or male population is working, while only 47.3% of the female population is working. So how much of the female population is working and how much of the male population is working in rural Maharashtra? And it has increased, actually. It has increased for male population as well as it has increased from 2018-19 to 2023-24 for female population. This diagram shows the proportion of farm and non-farm employment in Maharashtra. Rural non-farm workers. This green line graph or line diagram curve shows the rural farm ratio of rural farm workers, rural non-farm workers, urban farm workers. This gray line curve is for urban farm workers or employment, and yellow graph is for urban non-farm employment. Proportion of this employment. If we see the proportion of urban farm employment is very much less as compared to the urban non-farm employment. It means that most of the workers in urban areas are engaged in non-farm activities other than agriculture sector, service sectors, or industrial sector. Means workers in urban areas work in industrial sector. Either they work in industrial sector or in services sector. So the proportion of such workers is highest in urban areas. But if we see the proportion for rural areas, the rural farm proportion of rural workers engaged in farm activities is highest. It is around 80% of the workers in rural areas of Maharashtra engaged in farm activities. Farm activities means related to agriculture and allied activities. And this red line curve shows the rural workers engaged in non-farm activities. Okay, so the rural workers engaged in proportion of these workers engaged in non-farm activities is uh, relatively very much less or as compared to the farm activities. Okay, so it means that workers in rural areas of Maharashtra are engaged more in agricultural activities and less in non-agricultural activities. Whereas workers in urban areas of Maharashtra are engaged more in non-farm activities and less in farm activities. And if we see the data for 2017-18 to 2023-24, the proportion is almost same for urban as well as rural workers in rural Maharashtra, in Maharashtra, particularly rural and urban. So, working nature or employment nature of workers in Maharashtra is almost constant for the period of 2017-18 to 2023-24. This diagram shows the gender-wise farm and non-farm employment activities in rural Maharashtra. Another very important aspect of employment in Maharashtra, that is the employment engaged in non-farm activities in the state. And this diagram shows uh, the change in the ratio of such workers, change in the ratio of these workers during the period of 2017-18 and 2023-24. If you see, the workers working in manufacturing activities have increased during the period of 17-18 and 23-24. How much they increased? 0.92%. Apart from this, the workers working in construction activities have also increased. Yes. Turn off your mic, please. The proportion of workers working in construction sector has also increased from 5.75% in 2017-18 to 6.98% in 2023-24. How much it increased? It increased by 1.23% in construction sector. As well as there is increase in employment in information and communication sector in Maharashtra. How much there is increase? So around 1.67% increase is there in the share of employees working in information and communication activities. Around 1.60% of total workers in Maharashtra were working in information and communication activities in 2018-19. The proportion has increased to 3.27% in 2023-24. So this is very important change in employment structure of Maharashtra. On the other hand, if we see, there is a decline in the share of some sectors in the economy, that is professional and scientific and technical activities. The proportion of workers has declined by 0.21% during the period of 2017-18 and 23-24. There is also decline in the share of public administration activities by 0.42%. There is also decline in employment opportunities in education sector. The employment share has declined. employment share of this education activities has declined from 3.83% in 2017-18 to 2.85% in 23-24. So if we see this table, we can say that the employment has increased in manufacturing, construction, and information communication activities in Maharashtra, but it has declined in education, public administration, professional and scientific and technical activities, as well as transport and storage activities. So this is a very important change we are experiencing in Maharashtra. So there is employment change in the employment dynamic of the state. This diagram shows the status of employment in India as well as in Maharashtra. The self-employment is green, blue. Just a minute. These blue bars show the proportion of self-employment in total employment of the country. Blue bars show the proportion of self-employment in total employment of the country. Actually, all the employees are categorized into three categories. One, self-employed workers. Second, regular salaried workers. And third one is casual workers or casual laborers. Okay. Self-employed workers, then regular salaried workers, and third one is casual workers. All the workers in India, in Maharashtra, or in any country of the world are categorized into these three categories. So self-employment workers, if we see the share of self-employment workers, it is highest among all. It means that self-employed workers are more than the regular salaried workers and casual workers. If we see this figure, actually this is bar diagram as well as curve diagram also. It is combined diagram for India and Maharashtra. These bars show the proportion of self-employed, regular, and casual workers in India or at national level, as well as these curves, yellow curve, blue curve, and green curve. These curve shows the proportion of self-employed workers, regular salaried workers, and casual workers in Maharashtra. So these curved lines are for Maharashtra and bars are for India. So this figure shows the distribution of workers or employment in the country as well as in Maharashtra also. So if we see that the proportion of self-employed workers is highest in total employment. When self-employed workers have highest share in total employment in the country, and it has increased. If we see at national level, the self-employed workers are around 58% of the total workers in India. 58% of the workers are self-employed workers. Okay. Followed by, if we see, casual workers are there. There is ups and downs in the share of regular salaried workers and casual workers at national level. If we see in Maharashtra, the self-employed workers have highest share in total employment, and this yellow line curve shows the share of self-employed workers in total employment, which is almost constant during the time period of 17-18 to 23-24. The blue line curve shows the proportion of regular salaried workers. These workers may be in managers in various industries, CEOs, white collar workers in these industries, in banks, in transport sector, in administration, public administration, or it may be private sector administration. So these are regular salaried workers. In education sector, in health sector, regular salaried workers are these. So the proportion of regular salaried workers is very much less as compared to the self-employed workers at national level as well as state level in Maharashtra. And the proportion of self-employed workers has increased from about 53% in 2017-18 to 58% in 2023-24. So this is very important change in employment pattern of the country as well as employment pattern of the state. Then, if you see the proportion of regular salaried workers at national level, the proportion is almost constant for the time period, given time period. So 17-18 to 2023-24. But the proportion of casual workers in total employment or total workers at national level has declined from almost 24% to 19% in 2023-24. This is for national level. But at state level in Maharashtra, if we see, the proportion of self-employed workers is still highest, and it has slightly increased from 55% to 57%. Then, if we see the regular salaried worker, the proportion of regular salaried workers is uh, less than 30%, but it has around 30% among the total workers in Maharashtra. And if we see this green line curve, it shows that the proportion of casual workers. Casual workers, the workers which are hired on required basis. They are not paid monthly or weekly. They are paid regularly per day basis. They are casual workers. Regular salaried workers paid regularly with monthly basis or monthly basis particularly. That is called regular salaried workers. Casual workers are daily wages workers particularly. They are paid on day-to-day basis. There is change in the proportion of these two types of workers, regular salaried workers and casual workers in Maharashtra particularly. After 2020-21, means after Corona time period, we can say the proportion of regular salaried workers in total workers has increased about it is about 30% right now. It has increased from 25% to 30%. On the other hand, the proportion of casual workers has declined to 20% from 25%. So this change has taken place in employment structure of Maharashtra as well as at national level. Status of self-employment in Maharashtra. These are some of the slides which shows the percentage of self-employment, then regular employment as well as casual workers. But I am interested to show some of the important slides. This slide shows the wage gap between rural and urban regular salaried workers. Salaried workers are in urban areas as well as in rural areas. Okay, but there is a gap. There is a wage gap between uh, in the workers between rural and urban areas. If we see rural male workers, then rural female workers, then rural overall workers, there is this yellow line which shows I have considered the urban wage rate as 100%, and I have compared it with rural male, compared the rural wages of rural male, rural female, and rural overall wages with the urban wages. That's why I have considered the urban wages as 100%. And what is the percentage of rural male to this uh, proportion? So if we see the gap, there is a gap in the wages between rural and urban area. There is a huge gap. If we go through the percentage, the male workers get, I think, around 22% less than the urban male workers. The female workers get about 35% or 37% less than the female urban female workers. So this gap was there in 2017-18, and this gap has increased. Actually, this gap should have filled during the course of time, but the gap has increased during the period of 2017-18 and 2023-24. So the wage gap, this is also an important thing which has taken place in economy of Maharashtra. That wage gap between rural and urban has increased. Okay, and this is uh, clearly visible from this diagram. This is the wage gap between rural and urban self-employed workers. Self-employed workers means the workers working in their own activities, whether it is shop, whether it is business, whether it is any service. The workers who work for their own business, own account business, shop, maybe small scale micro level industry also. Okay, agriculture sector, workers working in agriculture sector are also self-employed workers. And if we compare the wages, okay, working in rural areas with urban workers working in urban areas, we can find the large gap in the wages, okay, between rural and urban self-employed workers particularly. So urban self-employed workers get more than the urban workers get more than the rural workers for same work. So this wage gap, I think, it is it has increased slightly, but not a significant level. So this shows that still there is a wage gap between rural workers and urban workers in Maharashtra. It is there at national level also, but I have collected the data for Maharashtra only, and there is gap. It has not matched. Actually, there should be equal wages in urban as well as rural, for the rural and urban employment, but urban workers get more than the rural workers. So if we go through these slides, we get that there are some changes in rural employment dynamics. though there is rise in non-farm employment, farm sector still plays an important role in rural areas of the state. Then non-farm employment has increased, particularly in information and communication, construction, and manufacturing activities. Female non-farm employment activities experience surge in construction and manufacturing activities. Okay, but it is very important to see that there is significant decline in non-farm activities or non-farm employment in education and administrative activities, particularly for female workers or female population. So these are just wanted to share these important changes which have taken place in the employment sector or employment pattern of Maharashtra, and some issues I wanted to share with you about the Indian economy and the place of Indian economy at international level. I hope you must have what listened whatever I have shared with you. You must have liked this, and I hope you must have enjoyed also. I don't know because it is online session, and it is difficult to identify how much of you are enjoying the lecture and how much are not. But I hope.
Yes, sir, we did, sir.
Okay, I think with this, shall I stop here?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay. With this, I conclude my session here. If you have any doubt, any question, you can ask me.
Sir, what can be done to include the female workforce into the in our regular jobs? Because as we have seen that the number of females in our regular jobs are very less. So what can be done, sir?
Means if your question is regarding the increase in female workforce or females participation in workforce, right?
No,
I,
like
yeah, I'm not getting your voice. Your voice is breaking actually.
hello.
Hello, I'm not getting you.
Can you hear me? So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sir, I'm asking what can be done to increase the number of female participation in the workforce?
One thing is that we need to increase the level of education of females, female population. That is one thing, and we need to skill them towards the market requirements. We need to skill them, increase in skill, and as well as education and training. That is very important, and give access to them to join the work. Actually, most of we see that there are restrictions on females to join the work. We should remove these restrictions. We should skill them towards the market requirements and many educators to them. These are the ways. There are opportunities. Many opportunities are there. If we go to Delhi and even in Mumbai, Pune, we can see ladies taxi drivers, but we don't see ladies taxi drivers
Correct.
in Sambhajinagar and rural areas because we have some social restrictions and we don't have skilled them and education also.
Okay, sir. And secondly, sir, what can be done to we have seen the people getting migrated from the rural area to the urban area with respect to finding jobs, both male and female. So,
Yes.
like,
Uh,
what changes we should make in the rural area where, yeah, the inner
Mhm.
side of the Maharashtra also, where the people come from like Marathwada or some another region in the search of a
Yes.
job to areas like Mumbai ho gaya, Pune ho gaya, Bangalore ho gaya.
Yes. Yes. Actually, people migrate actually from low wage areas to higher wage areas. People or workers get higher wages in Pune, Mumbai, and they get lower wages in rural areas. And it is obvious that anybody can move from low wage to higher wage. But if we expand our business activities in rural areas and increase the wage level, then definitely the rural workers as well as some urban workers in Marathwada may not migrate from their places to Mumbai or Pune or some other regions of the country. Most important thing is wage differences. The workers working in Sambhajinagar in some of the sectors. If we see the wages in Mumbai and Pune are higher than the Sambhajinagar and Parbhani and Latur and Dharashiv. So if we uh, minimize these wage differences, then definitely people may not migrate from their places to other places. One thing, and the second thing is we need to increase opportunities. We need to expand business activities as well as industrial activities in these areas, so that people need not to migrate from their places to another places.
Correct, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your suggestion, sir.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. I think nobody's no means most of you have understood whatever I have shared with you. Most of you do not have the doubts. I hope you have understood all the things which I have shared with you. And if you have any doubt, any question regarding the economic transformations at national level, at global level, or at state level, you can uh, approach me anytime. I have shared my contact number with Rafe sir. So any economic issue you can discuss with me. I will be very happy to discuss with you. With this, I conclude my session here, and finally, I thank you particularly to thank Mahajan Madam, Professor Department of Economics. Then I would like to thank Rafi sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my views with you. And lastly, I would like to thank you all participants who joined this session and listened whatever I have shared here, shared with you. Listen patiently and understanding the topics which I have shared with you. Thank you very much, participants. Thank you, Rafi sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello. Vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
बोला सर बोला.
Vote of thanks. One half of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and all the participants. I take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to the indigenous guest Dr. Madhav Shinde, MA PhD in Economics, Department of Economics, Ahmednagar College, Ahmednagar. We are sincerely thankful to Dr. Shinde for sharing his valuable knowledge, rich experience, and insightful thoughts during the program. His session was very informative and will certainly be useful to all of this your academic and professional endeavors. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to our respected courses coordinator Dr. Rafe sir and Gaurav sir for the guidance, support, and excellent coordination without the program. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for their active uh, involvement, interaction, and cooperation, which played an important role in making this session a great success. Once again, I thank everyone who directly and indirectly contributes to the successful complementation of the program. Thank you all once again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.